What's up, positive peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to talk through my personal journey for finding an MBA program, and I am super excited about this video. Today I'm going to talk through kind of my background, why I even considered taking classes again and going through that trauma again, and why I even want an MBA, as well as the different schools that I went through for my application process and kind of decided between full-time or part-time or online/part-time, because there's in-person part-time, there's also online part-time, and then I'll tell you guys the schools that I applied to as well as my decision. And I actually just finished taking a course, and I'm very, very happy that I ultimately decided to go back to school. So, all right, a little life update, I guess. As I already said, I have started an online MBA program. And before I get into the video, I just wanted to share two things. First, please take anything that I say with a grain of salt, and please know that everything that I share is my personal journey, and in no way am I saying that a certain decision is correct for other people. This is just my own journey, so I hope that it's helpful if you are going through this yourself. But even if you aren't going through this but maybe would consider it one day, I hope that this is a resource for you at the end of the day. And then second, as I'm starting my channel, it would be really, really appreciative if you could please like or subscribe or comment and let me know what you think is great about the video or that you would like to see in these videos. So anyway, thank you. And okay, let's get into this video. So I had to start writing things down because honestly, I go off into a lot of tangents. But the point of the video, again, is to share my journey of finding an MBA program. And I'll talk about my professional background and kind of introduce you all to who I am professionally. I'll walk you through even why I want an MBA, and then the different types of MBA programs I considered, the schools I applied to, why, and where I'm at with my decision today. Okay, so first, who am I professionally? I am a 20-something-year-old who graduated literally in the heat of COVID. I graduated in 2020. I accepted a job in communications and realized after a year that I was not passionate about communications. And personally, I know myself and I know that I won't excel in something that I'm not passionate about. So after a year, I pivoted towards a career in marketing, and I thought that I would really enjoy learning in a fast-paced environment that was also somewhat related to business. And this is really interesting because I had never taken a business class before, thinking that I would ever go into business. Like, I took statistics, intro to statistics, and intro to microeconomics in college for fun, but my major was a political science major, and I literally thought that I would go into political journalism. But anyway, I had this gut feeling that I would be interested in marketing and something that was business oriented, so I accepted my second job out of college at Oracle Advertising and started to fall in love with the industry that I'm in today, which is called ad tech. So that's that's like the name of the industry, and it falls under marketing tech or martech. And we are basically the blend between advertising and technology. And today I work so after Oracle Advertising, and I was there for 2 years, I started my job at my current company that essentially helps clients to purchase their digital ads programmatically or in real time. I have been here for not even a year yet, but I absolutely love it. And so needless to say, I jumped into jobs right after college. And so I've had 3 professional, I guess, organizations to put on my resume. And then I realized that now that I have committed myself to this industry and want to try and see how far I can go in this industry, I realized that I would like to have a bit more of a solid foundation in business. This is now kind of trickling into the reasons why I have wanted an MBA degree. One reason is because, yes, I would like to have foundations business, and I could take free courses online that would offer certificates, etc. But I imagined if I am going to do all of this coursework, then I might as well find a program that hopefully can fit within my budget and get an official degree in hand. And then also a degree could help me potentially teach at maybe a community college in the future, because I think that community colleges accept professors with just their master's degree. So I have always wanted to eventually return to my dream of becoming a teacher, and I think given just the amazing relationships I've had with professors, and because of my love for being in kind of higher education settings, I thought that a degree would be really smart if I ever do want to become a professor. And then also more reasons for why I want an MBA is because, yes, growing up, my dad has always wanted eventually to call one of his children a doctor with a doctorate degree. I don't think I want to go that far, but I do think that having a master's degree will make him really happy, and I think any opportunity I can to give back to my parents and to make them happy and to fulfill some of their bigger dreams, I try and do. So another reason why I wanted an MBA is because an MBA degree is because professionally, I'm really lucky that my industry does not require individuals to have a master's degree. And I think that not having that pressure is really nice, but at the same time, I do think that it's always a plus, or at least I've seen that it's always a plus if someone has a master's degree. So I figured, again, I think it couldn't hurt. And I mean, it could hurt financially, but it couldn't hurt just from a professional standpoint. Needless to say, I thought that a degree would be, if I could find one that was affordable and doable with my time, then I would pursue it. So all to say, those are the reasons why I wanted an MBA. My journey started actually in 2021. I would say that's when the idea of ever actually starting an MBA application process began. And by the end of 2021, I had submitted an application to UVA's Darden School of Business. And so at that time, I had considered, well, now this is going into the part of the video where I talk about full-time versus in-person part-time versus online part-time. Full-time I had never considered, really, because I like to make money, and then I was stuck between in-person part-time and online part-time. So at first I had considered in-person part-time just because I know myself and I really enjoy connecting with individuals, and I had been living at home for so long after COVID and being isolated from just a lot of social interaction, and at that time my job did not require us to go in person. So I thought that an in-person part-time program would be perfect for me, because then I would get at least some in-person and social interaction professionally that I wouldn't be getting at the workplace like historically folks had gotten by going into the workplace every day. And so I at first applied to UVA Darden School of Business and got accepted, and I was so excited and ready to go until I realized that I just probably couldn't afford it. And so the total tuition, I think, came around to $129, and I think I had a $9,000 scholarship, which I've heard that scholarships for part-time programs without submitting your GRE, because I hadn't submitted my GRE, wouldn't be as much as if you do possibly submit your GRE. So that was another thing that I had to consider was some schools required a GRE. I didn't want to take a GRE, so I actually chose not to submit one. But UVA's Darden School of Business still somehow accepted me, and I was really grateful and excited to go. But then I realized I wouldn't be able to afford that tuition, because in addition to that, I would have to leave my parents' home, move to Arlington, Virginia, which is where the program's located, and then I would have to, on top of that, pay for rent, etc. So it just wouldn't be doable. It wouldn't have been doable on my salary. I unfortunately gave up that seat, but then trying to stay on that momentum I had immediately applied to Georgia Tech's Scheller School of Business, and was also really grateful and lucky to have gone into that program. It would have also been 100% in person, part-time, a lot more affordable, because I would have gotten that state tuition. I think it would have come out to still around $55K, and then the commute and everything. But I had my heart fully set on committing to that program. But a couple of months prior to starting the semester, I actually interviewed and was accepted to my current place of work. So I had to switch my job, and then it would require that I move to New York, which is where I'm at today. And so this all happened, life got in the way, and that's basically the TLDR. But then that's when I started to really think and shift my philosophy and consider online MBA programs. So in my search for online MBA programs, so I think the criteria for the schools that I wanted to apply to included a credible university with a stellar faculty that would accept an application and consider it just as strongly if they didn't submit a GRE, and then a program that would help the students try and have at least some kind of interaction, because that was really important to me in terms of even if I do take an online MBA program, would I be able to know my fellow classmates at the end of the day? So those were kind of the general criteria. And then if it was going to be 100% online, I definitely did not want to pay more than $40K. So the schools that I had narrowed everything down to included Georgetown's online MBA program, because my alma mater is Georgetown, but the program itself didn't seem as dedicated and as up to speed with some of the other online MBA programs. I think the reason being that Georgetown's online MBA program is still pretty new, and so I could tell that there were still a lot of issues with communication and just very slow to respond to questions that I had regarding applications, etc. So I just felt as if I wasn't being prioritized as an applicant or a future student as much as all these other schools like UVA's Darden School of Business kind of gave me. They were also 120 grand for an online MBA program. I definitely wouldn't have been able to afford that. So even though I had considered Georgetown just because they were my alma mater, I immediately threw them out of the ring. The other school that I had considered and actually ended up applying to but got rejected was Boston University. So I applied to Boston University because they have this new program where it's under $25K. It just seemed like such a great opportunity to not completely go bankrupt, also be a part of a stellar community and a worldly renowned university's community. And so I had applied, but then that was a school that had actually rejected me for not having enough professional experience. And so they said that they generally want to see candidates who have 8 to 9 years of professional experience before joining their program. Rejection sucks, so I was also very sad. But having gone through all of that, I did get accepted to University of Massachusetts Amherst School of Management, which is ding 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 the school that I enrolled in and that I've already taken my first class in, and that I am really happy to be a student at. And am very, very pleased with just kind of everything, how it fits my life in terms of flexibility, being 100% online, not giving up the connection to faculty and amazing faculty and staff who are dedicated to helping me, even if they're not a professor, but their academic advisors are super helpful. They literally email me within hours of emailing them. The professor that I just had was amazing and always available. You could tell that they were so enamored with economics, which is the class that I took first. But needless to say, I didn't have to give up that criteria. It's also affordable. The entire tuition will be around $35K, and that is a lot more affordable than 129 grand. That is definitely a lot more affordable than a couple of other programs that I have seen and that I almost went to. Also, just what a great community of students. I am so impressed by all the students. We have this one social hub where students can talk about just anything really and meet students if you want and connect on LinkedIn, etc. And I've read so many stellar backgrounds just of people being heroes. Literally, there's this one veteran who has served and is married now, has kids, started a business, and is trying to have an MBA. So just amazing, amazing classmates that I am so in awe of. Yeah, I have been really happy with my decision. And so all to say, I know I kind of rambled on towards the end of the video, but so far this has been my MBA journey, and I just wanted to share all of these little tidbits and ideas that I had gone through with you all, because to be honest, I hadn't seen as many videos dedicated to individuals' journeys and decisions around an online MBA program. And so I just wanted to kind of share my opinion. I did want to talk a little bit more about my journey so far with this one class that I have taken, but honestly, it was extremely doable with my workload. Granted, I think that I had to forego some of my social life. I was going to give up any portion of my life, then I knew that it would be the social aspect. All to say, the positive side is that it's extremely doable. I just had to dedicate weekends basically to learning the material. And there aren't any problems in terms of having the content. The recordings have been super easy to access, and also the professors are always available at my program so far within hours. And then it's also been really nice to work with an academic advisor and lay out the schedule for the rest of however many years I end up doing this. And I think that that's the other thing that's beautiful about an online MBA program. It's a lot more flexible to your schedule. I think if I had gone full-time or in person, then I would have felt a little bit more pressure to finish school within a certain time frame. But I think the online aspect of it, in general, these programs are a lot more giving because they know that you've selected a program that warrants you a little bit more of that flexibility. So yeah, I hope that as I take additional courses, I'll be able to film a second video and keep you updated on my journey. But I definitely want to share just sort of the pre-enrollment journey with you all as well. So I hope this was helpful. I rambled on a lot, but I hope you all comment about your journey, even if you aren't considering classes ever again. I'd love to bond with you if you've ever gotten nightmares about missing a class or failing on a test, because I've definitely had that, and I think I'm going to have that now that I've started school again. Like, I had just graduated from college and those nightmares have kind of stopped. I haven't had one yet, but I'm sure that they're going to come back. All right, thanks so much. Stay positive. Please like or subscribe or comment.